Hey, everybody, welcome back. Oh, I gotta go live first. Everybody, welcome back to Liberty Warrior Nation. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. I just started making a face and LW's back there cracking up. He's having a good time. He's laughing at me. Anyhow, this is how tonight's going to go. We're just going to laugh and have a good time. And he's had a rough day. He had no phone all day, and he still doesn't have a phone. So he's got to de-stress. And I wanted him to de-stress before I put his face on the screen here by making him laugh. So here we go. Tonight, we are going to update you on the winners from the last show. Congratulations. We are going to read through the names, and I'm going to let you guys know who we still need to hear from. Then we're going to talk about Trump and a video that he put out regarding the blue slip and talking about how the blue slip is blocking a lot of his appointments as far as attorney general and judges. Now, this is something I didn't know about. I was talking to LW about it a little bit before the show. And like I said, the deeper, and I've said it before, the deeper you dig, the more you find out and the more you realize you don't know. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Elon Musk and how he came out and said if he had to do it over again, he probably wouldn't partake in DOGE. Not such good news there. It gives me concerns. Then we've got another video we're going to talk about, and it's about the workers that are immigrants that President Trump wants to come in and teach our people. Bannon was saying that he's putting a pause on all immigrants, but I dug a little deeper, and I think that we are still going to have some of these businesses that are coming here from other countries. They're going to bring their people, their immigrants along with them to be able to teach our people. So a lot to discuss tonight. It may get a little heated, but that's what it's all about. Everybody having their opinions and sharing everything. I'm looking forward to tonight, and we will be back with LW. I think he's regained himself and from laughing at me when I started just a little bit. And we'll bring him back as soon as we go through this 30-second intro. We'll see you guys in a minute. Oh, can't hear you. Oopsie doopsie. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be a wacky Wednesday.
I muted myself. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
I was trying to mute you, and I muted myself.
It's okay.
Hey, we're back. It's Wednesday night. We're having a wonderful time. It's hump day. You know,
yes.
It's midweek, and we're getting close to the weekend. And Tammy, December is just flying by. 2025 is flying by. We are almost to 2026.
This is unbelievable. We just celebrated Thanksgiving, and we're already 2 weeks into, 10 days, a week and a half into December. Yep. It's crazy.
Yep. And hey, we had the most amazing, wonderful time Monday night. If you guys missed it, you missed a good time where we just kind of cut loose. We talked about a lot of stuff. We had Jeff B on with us, and we gave away when I bought it, it was $500 worth of silver. And then as we were giving that away, I think the coins were worth almost $60 a piece. So, and we gave away 8 of them. So it increased in value just from the time I bought it to when we gave it away. Plus Jeff was very generous and gave away 6 $25 gift certificates, which was $150 worth of merchandise in our store, in his store. So what a wonderful Monday night.
Yeah, it was a great way to get the holiday spirit started, I feel, giving back. And, people are very excited about these T-shirts and the products that we're putting out. And we are too. And we've got some new ones that are coming out as well pretty soon that we're really excited about as well, to keep things fresh. And it's been an exciting giveaway. And I have to tell you, winners have responded. Everybody has responded except for 2 people. Now, I will read through the names, and I will also let you know, those of you who did win the $25 gift certificate, Jeff B has already supplied all that information to them so they can purchase it. So nice turnaround there. And then also the silver coins, I'm responsible for those, you guys. So those of you who want a silver coin, I will be working on those tomorrow and the next day. Had to get the proper packaging and stuff taken care of. So the two people, well, I'll read through the winners first. So let's congratulate Outlandish Patriot, who won a gift certificate, $25. Jackie P won a silver coin and a gift certificate. So she got a double dip. Because LW, why don't you tell them how you can win more than once? Like how many entries?
Yeah. So the way we did it is if you guys bought a coffee, every time you bought a coffee, you guys got an entry into winning the silver coin or the gift certificate. And so Tammy had bought us multiple coffees, and that's why her name got drawn twice. So we've changed that now. Everyone who has bought merchandise so far, for every $10, is it $10 or $5, Tammy?
$5.
For every $5 that you have spent on merchandise, so if you spent $15 on a t-shirt, you get 3 entries into the next giveaway. And if you buy a coffee, for every $5 coffee that you guys buy is an entry into that. So, you know, some people buy us a coffee every night. That's depending on how many coffees they buy, determines on how many entries they have into the next drawing. The next drawing will be in March of 2026, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, very good. So we also have to congratulate Carlene and Chase. They won a $25 gift certificate. Pappy Two Bears, longtime viewer, he won a silver coin. We've got Camperman, longtime viewer as well, won a silver coin. Vicky won a silver coin. We've got Rising Phoenix, been around for a while, won a $25 gift certificate. Kim Ellen, been around a long time as well, donating a lot. She won a silver coin. Rhonda Marchini, another one, won a silver coin. Tammy Jackson won a $25 gift certificate to the store. $25 gift certificate to Barry McLean. Congratulations to you. And then the last two I still need to hear from. So White Devil, you know who you are. You won a silver coin. LW,
that's our brother. That's our brother.
Yeah, I'm like, LW, who's White Devil? Do you know who White Devil is? He absolutely did. So White Devil, we need to hear from you. I need your address so I can send out your silver coin. And then Mary V is the one that won the Kaiser coin, that specialty coin. So Mary V, I still need to get your complete name and address so I can get that coin out to you. So once again, congratulations to every single person that did win.
It was a fun night, and I'm looking forward to tonight, Tammy, having this conversation with you and to get our chat involved tonight and ask some hard questions, ask questions, period, but ask hard questions, of course. And thank you to all you that watch these videos later and you still drop a comment, and I try to read as many of those comments as I can. I could not read anything today because I didn't have a phone. So, yeah, I try to read all that I can, and I try to respond by liking and loving any comment. I don't even care what the comment is. I just want you guys to know, if you see that I've liked it, and you see that I love it, that means I read the comment. And whether I agree with it, disagree with it, it doesn't matter. I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I want all of us to have our own perspectives, our own opinions, and bring the information that you have. And that way everybody can, once they hear evidence, once they hear conjecture, once they hear conspiracy, then they can kind of make up their own mind what they think.
Yeah, and I love that. And they've taught me a lot, I will say, that things I didn't know. You know, you research and research, but there's always new things and there's new changes that go on. And it's good, obviously, to stay up on par with that. But some of this stuff tonight, I was kind of, in pause of, oh, really, this is what's happening and this is why. So I guess we could get started if you're ready.
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about tonight, you guys, is if you haven't heard already, Alina Haba has resigned as U.S. Attorney for New Jersey because some judges blocked her appointment. Now, this was, I think, last week, but she's taken on a senior advisor role at the Trump DOJ and is going to return if the decision is reversed. So that's another apparently court fight or whatever it's going to be. But AG Pam Bondi said the Department of Justice will seek further review of this decision, and we are confident it will be reversed. Alina intends to return to lead the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of New Jersey if this occurs. In the meantime, Alina is going to be continuing with the Department of Justice as senior advisor to the Attorney General for the United States. So she's going to help drive the fight against violent crime nationwide. So what this is partaking in is the blue slip. So Trump, we have a video we're going to play. It's a quick one where Trump talks about this blue slip. And when I heard this video, I'm like, what exactly is a blue slip and how does it block things? So a little brief synopsis of the blue slip, of what it is exactly, for those of you like me who didn't have any idea.
Tammy, until you and I talked tonight before the show, I had no idea there was even such a thing as a blue slip. And then when you started explaining it to me, it makes a lot of sense. And I think there are millions, and I mean millions of people out there that don't even have a clue about this or that it even exists. So so proud of you for finding this, digging it up, and bringing it to us so that we can educate everybody out there on what a blue slip is, because I had no clue.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, the blue slip, it refers to a paper that is literally a blue piece of paper, and it's the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's used it for more than a century, and what it does is it gives the home state senators the courtesy to show their endorsement or disapproval for a presidential nomination in their home state. Now, Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution does direct the president to nominate federal judges and the Senate to provide advice and consent before confirming the nominees to the bench. So after the president announces these federal nominees, like Alina, the process of confirmation begins in the Senate Judiciary Committee before the full Senate votes on the nominees, okay? So the blue slip policy for the U.S. Circuit Court nominees that had been in place during the Obama presidency and much of George W. Bush's presidency was absolutely changed in 2017 during the 115th Congress. Now, this is where it gets tricky because it's changed over the years from what it used to be. So what happened is this reversed policy under Bush remained in effect to the present, no longer requires a circuit court nominee to receive 2 positive blue strips for him and her home state senators in order to be considered by the Senate Judiciary Committee. So basically, in this video that we're going to play in a second here, the policy was adopted in 2017 by Senator Chuck Grassley, which we've talked about here a lot, LW, and it's remained in effect to the president under the chairmanships of, guess who? Lindsey Graham and Senator Dick Bergen. And again, under Senator Grassley's current chairmanship, when the president in the clip refers to Grassley, this seems to be why, because these are the changes they made and why it's being blocked. So if you want to go ahead and play that little video real quick,
sure.
That would be great.
I'm supposed to do that, Tammy?
Yeah, because you're hosting the show and I came in on the link.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
But so what you guys need to know
you
too.
Sent it to me, right?
Yes, it's the links for today. Yes, I sent it 5 hours ago.
I did not prepare for that. I was too busy trying to get other stuff done, but I will gladly.
Well, I can leave and come back as the host, and then you have to leave too. But let me tell the people this while you're pulling it up. I've got you covered here. So what you can do, you guys, after we're going to talk about what Trump has to say in this brief video, and I think he said it today, if not yesterday, but you can actually go to congress.gov and look up Blue Slip Up. That way, you're going to understand everything that has changed. There's way too much that has changed and that has been done for LW and I to cover it in the show tonight. So it's just www.congress.gov and look up Blue Slip and you'll get more details. But in the meantime, here's Trump.
601, Tammy?
Yes. The first one. Yep.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh. I don't hear her. There we go. And turn it back on. Here we go.
New Jersey after the court courts disqualified her. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, she's not disqualified. You've got a blue slip thing that's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It makes it impossible to appoint a judge or a U.S. attorney, and it's a shame. And the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves that they allow this to go on, because I can't appoint a U.S. attorney that's not a Democrat, because they put a block on it. So if you appoint in Virginia or in New Jersey or in California a U.S. attorney or a judge, I mean, the judge situation is ridiculous. The only people that you can get by are Democrats, because they will put a hold on it. If I put up George Washington and Abraham Lincoln to be U.S. attorney in New Jersey, or to be U.S. attorney in Virginia, we have Democrat senators, they will not approve them. And this is a gentleman's agreement that's lasted for too long. And it doesn't make it, especially in light of what's going on today. It means you can't appoint a Republican U.S. attorney, and we don't play the same game with them, but they do. And I hope that somebody speaks to Senator Grassley about doing something about the blue slip, because I'm telling you, John, I put up great people, top people, highest education, the best lawyers to be like U.S. attorney, and both senators. It only takes one. But if they're Democrat senators, they say, we're not going to approve it. I had a couple of them say, why don't you appoint Democrats? All because Senator Grassley, with his blue slip stuff, will not let anybody go by. By the way, the Democrats have violated the blue slip provision on numerous occasions, but we don't do it. And what it means is, I guess I just have to keep appointing people for 3 months and then just appoint another one. And it's a very sad situation. We're losing a lot of great people. We have about 7 U.S. attorneys who are not going to be able to keep their jobs much longer because of the blue slip. Because I think I know why they did that, to protect their okay, that's why they did that. But it should be done away with. I want to be able to appoint the most highly educated, the most respected people. They can't keep their jobs because of the blue slips. Terrible. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
So there he is. He's upset about the blue slips. Now, if you don't do research and you don't check into it, you're going to have no idea what he's talking about. And it is very convoluted, LW, just like anything in the government when you start investigating and researching and stuff. But the thing is, it's almost like it is purposely geared and things have changed to benefit the Democrat side, unfortunately.
Well, okay. So no, I just want to thank Tammy. I don't think that you guys realize what a nugget this was that she found, because a lot of us for the last 5 years have been getting pissed because the Democrats seem to always get the people that they want in, right? Obama got a lot of judges and a lot of attorney generals in, and then 8 years was over. Here comes Trump. Trump comes in 2016. He's trying to get people in, and we're wondering, why can't he get these people in? Well, because of the blue slip. And okay. Here we go. So in the union, and I'm part of the union, I'm getting out here real soon, but in the union, we have a union hall, which would be equivalent to like a district that Trump is talking about. And in that hall, when new members come in, which would be equivalent to like a judge or an AG, all it takes, and I shit you not, all it takes is one person. One person. You could have 10 people in there on the night to vote. You could have 100 people in there on the night to vote. You could have 2,000 people in there on the night to vote. All it takes is one person to say, no, I don't like that guy. No, I don't want them part as a member. You don't become a member of the hall, which I think is absolutely asinine. And so that's what Trump, if I understand what the blue slip is, that's what Trump is trying to say is one person could keep a good judge out or a good AG out because they don't like them, or they have a beef with them, or they don't like their politics or whatever. And I really disagree with the blue slip. So again, back to the beginning where I said, I don't think you guys realize this nugget that Tammy found. It explains so much in the judicial system that a lot of us did not understand. So thank you for that, Tammy.
You're welcome. Also tying into this, Trump has been doing a lot. We know he's been trying to do a lot, but it takes the Republican Party and people to be able to negotiate and move stuff forward. So I feel like Trump has been the only one carrying the Republican Party. Now, J.R. Majewski, who was a politician from Ohio, had some good points that I want to talk about, and I agree with. Basically, we know he's been in office, Trump, for a little bit over a year. His executive orders are really the only thing that have happened productively to the Republican Party. And I really believe that Congress really hasn't done anything. And the Senate, they haven't pushed through for his nominees in his administration. And now they're going on about scared about losing the midterms. Okay, we've talked about that. Now,
okay, but hold on a second. Hold on a second, Tammy. I need to cut you off because look what Kaiser put in there. So, and again, I don't know enough about the blue slips to really talk too much about them, but they said they can be approved by the Senate without the a blue slip. It's up to the Senate. And then Outlandish put this in here. I've seen Grassley mention the blue slips and doesn't want to do away with them. So again, I'm kind of confused. I don't understand. I don't have enough knowledge about the blue slips and exactly what they are, but I think what Tammy has done is she found something that requires more information. Is that fair to say, Tammy?
Oh, 100%. And when Trump is right there saying the blue slips need to go away, why would he say all that? You know what I'm saying? So maybe it is true, but once again, it's trying to get through the mud and muck of everything to get a clear truth and understanding. So is Trump exaggerating and not telling the truth? Because if the Senate can do it, why aren't they doing it? Why didn't he say the Senate's dragging their ass? He didn't say that. He's talking about the blue slips. So it may be very well true, but like I said, if you go to congress.gov and you look it up, it's very confusing because there's been so many changes and stuff. And when the president says something and he was on it like he was, I'm going to tend to believe what he says and then look into it. So, you know, it's just, we don't know for sure. So let's see. I just know that obviously Alina Habba did get blocked from a judge. He nominated her and she had to resign because they blocked her. So there's that. Also in the Senate, we talked about they haven't pushed any of his nominees through, but this is the thing. Trump last night did a MAGA rally again in Pennsylvania. So now that we're scared that we are going to lose the midterms because there's been a lot of bad things that have come out with Democrats winning, and we know Mondani and New York and stuff. It really bothers me that he has to hit the pavement running again with these rallies. It makes no sense to me. He should be in the White House taking care of the business that he needs to take care of. But they want him on the road because the low propensity voters will come out for Donald Trump. But that's another distraction for him. So the consultants really are winning again because they're putting them on the campaign trail, and that's how they get paid. So my question is, and I want to know your thoughts, why in the heck can't the Republicans just get their shit together? Just get some simple pieces of legislation passed through and be productive. And I do love MAGA and I love Trump and I love all this positivity that we're trying to put out there. But basically, why isn't Trump getting help from his administration? Why should he have to spend his time at rallies like he did last night in Pennsylvania?
Well, here's the thing, Tammy. They're scared to death of losing the midterms, and we're talking about that right now. We're talking about how, and I'm trying to read chat at the same time because there's so much going on in chat right now. Here's another good comment here. I'm trying to get your guys' comment up on screen and apologize if I miss it. I'm trying to do my best here, but there's just so much going on in chat. So they're scared to death to lose the midterms, and we are every stinking election cycle. We're always scared of losing the midterms, but there are a lot of unhappy people right now, and I've seen propaganda out there where they're saying, gas prices have dropped and all this stuff's dropped. Not here in Idaho, they have not dropped. So today at work, I'm listening to the guys. I did not come in and start a conversation. I just overheard them talking, and I said, well, what are you talking about? And they started explaining stuff to me. They're not happy with a lot of things that are going on right now in the first year. And I understand it takes more than a year to get things done. I'm just telling you, the concern is real. And there are a lot of blue-collar American people that are not happy with what is going on right now in America. And it is fact that when Trump came in, he took over a disaster. And so it's going to take some time to turn things around. I get that. But when they start saying that things are dropping and things are cheaper, there's a lot of us Americans that haven't seen it yet. Now, I know that things across the country develop quicker in the Midwest than it does here in the West. So I get that. I'm giving him grace. I'm trying to play this out. And it's all helter-skelter right now. So your comment about Trump hitting the campaign trail, I think that the base feels like it's necessary to get the most popular president of all time to get out there and put some asses in the seats and put some voting votes in the box, so to speak. And they're afraid of losing that midterm. So they're going to put him out there to really drive the narrative, drive my policy, drive, hey, look at this. And what I understand you're kind of complaining about is if he's out there doing all this, who's at home getting shit done? And I totally agree. I think it can very well be a massive distraction to where, there is no dispute that this guy puts in more time in a day working than anyone else. This guy is working 16, 18, 20 something hours a day. There's no dispute about that. I don't care who you are. You can say whatever you want in the chat. You can make a comment later. This guy outworks and outperforms anybody out there. And I guess the point is, Tammy, where does he have more time left in his schedule of his day to do rallies and keep up on everything that needs to be done? And then we're looking at a lackadaisy Congress and Senate. They're not getting shit done. Am I on the right path with that?
Oh, I fully agree. Now, when you've got, Marjorie Taylor Greene that left, she was one of the major voices, right? Whether like her or not, at least she had major voices. You have Matt Gaetz, who left, was another major voice. Doug Collins was amazing. Now he's heading up the veteran stuff. But who do you have left? We have Tim Burchett out there, who Tim Burchett said today he's doing these little videos daily to keep people updated. And there were 2 votes on something today. And he said one was okay. And he goes, he didn't give the details. He goes, it was okay legislation, blah, blah, blah. Not so bad. But the second one was back to being ridiculous. He said, we are not making any headway because the Dems are not giving up on the stuff they want.
Holy shit. So I'm reading some of these comments and I'm loving it. Look at some of these comments here. We have not seen that here in Idaho yet. And again, Patriot Rebel. I think that's my dad.
Hey, Mr. Puff.
I'm pretty sure that's my dad. I haven't seen that name in there for a long time. So again, we're not seeing it here in the West, and I don't know how many people we have watching tonight from California. But if you guys could help us in the chat tonight and say, hey, are you guys seeing any changes in California? Because that's the West Coast, Oregon, Washington, California. I know we're not seeing it here in Idaho yet, but just some of the comments in here tonight about, hey, I live in the Midwest. I live in Texas. I live here. We're seeing gas under $3 a gallon. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you guys are seeing that stuff. We're just not seeing it yet. It hasn't hit Idaho. So if it's hitting you guys are always going to be before us. And so hopefully in the next, say, the first quarter of 2026, we start seeing some of that stuff, Tammy. And again, the guys at work were kind of upset about things and looking forward to change.
Yes, and I agree. Georgia gas hasn't gone down. That's my state as well. But it does take time. But this brings me back to my concern is because our representatives.
We're higher, John Edward there. We're higher than Vermont, Tammy. We're
Wow.
like 350, 360. I have diesel now, so I'm paying like 363 for diesel right now. So we're even higher than Vermont right now.
Yeah, well, we're at I think 259 or something like that. So that's
But
where we're at.
229 in Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma, Mark says that
Oh, yeah.
gas is 229.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me see. Cheap gas, South Dakota 240. Okay, so that's let me see. This one says I'm in Spokane Valley. I got gas last weekend for 289.
So that's Washington. That's Washington, Idaho border right there, Spokane.
Okay. So yeah, so some places people are saying yes, other places not so much. Yeah. So it's great. This is why we love chat being involved and helping us out and helping everybody out. You share the information from where you're at. Since you guys are all across the country, some across the world, it's amazing. We have an amazing platform to be able to share accurate information with everybody. And that's what we love right here. So my thing is, it is the laziness. I feel like it's the Republican laziness. And it's always seems that way. We want to be proper and right. We don't want to, step outside a certain zone and we're just kind of mushy. And I think that needs to stop. I like the aggressiveness of trying to get things done because the Democrats absolutely do that. And it does seem very lopsided, but let's get back to the midterms right here. Trump is out there campaigning for the midterms for people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay. So let me ask chat. Thank you guys for all your comments tonight. For those of you who watch the show later, drop me a comment and tell me what your gas prices are in your neck of the woods, because I think it's important for us to share the information. But here's my question for chat. When we're talking about gas prices and all this stuff, and I just lost my train of thought.
Oopsie.
I lost what question I was going to ask.
You got a year older. See what happens?
Yep, that happens, Tammy. That was a senior moment.
You said you want them to give a comment, even if it's later, about gas prices. So
yes, but I had another question too, and I can't remember what the hell it was now. So go ahead. It
okay.
pops in my head. I'm gonna jump in real quick.
You just go ahead before you get that senior moment. That's okay. We understand. But so Trump is out there. We said campaigning.
Oh, it's campaigning. Yep, campaigning. Okay. Okay. Here's my question for chat. Do you guys approve of Donald Trump being out there on the campaign trail? And do you think it's necessary for Donald Trump to campaign to help push midterms for the Republicans? Please answer the question. Put your comments in the chat. And if you're watching this later, drop me a comment. I would appreciate it. Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, before I get to the campaign, I just saw this. This will make you happy. Silver's at $62.99 as of now. That's amazing. So those of you that just won silver coins, congratulations, because that is of great value right there. Isn't that awesome?
Absolutely. Because I think I paid around $47 or $48 an ounce when we bought them the last time, which brings me to this. We'll turn this off. March of 2026 is going to be the next coin giveaway for you guys, and so I'm going to put this up. So any donations right now that we get, coffees or whatever, we're looking to reach $500, and that's the next silver coins that I buy. So every time somebody makes a donation, I'll put that up there on screen for you guys until we hit the 500, and then I'll go ahead and order some more coins. So anyway, I'll put that up there, explained it to you guys so you know what it is, and go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, so back to the campaigning. So they're going to start look for answers to your question of do they agree if Trump should be campaigning already for the midterms. But this is my big drum roll moment. They're so worried about the midterms because of what happened with a lot of Dems getting elected. They didn't expect that Trump's out there campaigning. But what about fixing the vote? As far as I remember, LW, nothing has been done to fix the voting. We've had all this exposure and corruption.
There has been, Tammy. There has been a lot going on to fix a lot of this stuff. And Trump, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to interject real quick because Trump is really pushing hard the whole voter ID thing. And there's been several states that have picked that up. And so I think that is step one. And here's the next question for chat. For those of you guys watching us later, drop a comment. How important is it that we have voter ID? Because I think that's like the First Amendment, free speech. If you don't have voter ID, you don't have a real election. And so I think it's very, very important that we have voter ID. So I know they're trying to pass that in a lot of states, and Trump's pushing that really hard. And they're also trying to push paper ballots. So question number 2 is, how important are paper ballots versus machines to you guys? So to me, voter ID is like First Amendment, and paper ballots is like Second Amendment. If you don't have either one of those, you don't have shit. So go ahead, Tammy.
Well, once again, Trump has been talking about it. Trump's been trying to do something. Some states have changed it, yes, but not enough. Why hasn't this been fixed already? Because still corruption. We still got the same damn machines. We still got Tina Peters, who remains in jail from her trying to expose all this. She's 70 or 71. She's not doing well. They think that her cancer symptoms have returned, and Trump tried to get her out and wanted her released, and they're not releasing her. So they're still fighting to keep the corruption going. They're still fighting to keep the people that are vocalizing stuff out there down. So that is my concern. I will not be happy until I see more changes and a clean sweep. How hard is it to make it have voter ID and have paper ballots? How, God blessed, hard is that when we've seen all the things that have been exposed all across this country?
Because it's so corrupt, Tammy. It is so stinking corrupt. It's deep. Those roots are so deep, and I still think that Dan Bongino and Donald Trump himself, even though he already had one term, I mean, I think that they realize real quick that they're sometimes maybe in over their heads on how corrupt the system is, how corrupt politicians are, how corrupt, these big pharma, big entities out there, how deep they go and how many connections and strings are attached. And I really believe that a lot of times they get overwhelmed by this shit. I mean, I get overwhelmed by not having a phone all day long. Imagine how overwhelmed Donald Trump gets, or Dan Bongino, or some of these people get when they start uncovering some of the lies and the corruption. You don't think for 1 minute that they don't get concerned about their own lives or the lives of their family?
Yeah, I'm sure they do, because many of them have come out and said that they have concerns, and many of them have had threats on their lives and their families' lives that, the DOJ is investigating, the FBI is investigating. But like I said, it seems like there's just a whole bunch of crap out there, and it's piecing being looked at, but there's not like a clean sweep. Like, I have zero confidence, even in my state. From what I've seen, I haven't seen enough changes to make a difference. Now, we still have to go out and vote. That is our obligation. That is our duty. We should do that. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying I have concerns until we see a lot more changes. And that's all. It is a whole cluster of chaos and craziness, and it is fatiguing. But if our people, our so-called side, would work and be aggressive, I think a lot more could be done. I just see a lot of them blah, 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 doing interviews and this and that, giving opinions, but not really trying to get things done, because really the big beautiful bill was about all that's gotten done. That was a big deal. And
Yeah.
I've said this before, what other progress in major legislation or executive orders is in there being voted on and looked at? Because aren't we going to have a break again pretty soon?
Yep, we got Christmas break coming up, and John Estabrook puts this comment in. I'm giving Republicans 6 months. If arrests don't take place on voting communists, get in early for the free stuff.
I don't mean
But
to
hey,
laugh,
that's how a lot of Americans are feeling right now. They're feeling stress and pain. The cost of living hasn't dropped, like I said, in some areas of the country, and in some areas it has gone down a little bit. So there's a lot of frustration and a lot of things going on. And so if we don't see, people indicted, arrested, day in court, then I believe that a lot of people will start thinking a different way, and rightfully so. So
yeah. All right. So the next thing, the next topic I wanted to cover is Elon. So we do have his little take on DOGE. You can get that video prepped if you don't mind, LW, and I'll introduce and talk about it for a second, because he's stating how difficult it is to remake the federal government quickly, which is what we need. And he's acknowledged how much his business has suffered because of his DOGE work and its lack of popularity. And he feels we were only a little bit successful with DOGE. So if you go ahead and play this, he was asked, would he do it again?
No, I don't think so. What I do, I think I probably, I don't know.
Would you do DOGE again, knowing what you know now?
I mean, the thing is, like, I think instead of doing DOGE, I would have basically built, worked on my companies essentially. So, and the cars they wouldn't have been burning the cars.
You gave up a lot to do DOGE.
Yeah. Like if you stop money going to going for political corruption, they will lash out big time.
Mm-hmm.
So they really want the money to keep flowing. So if you stop it from flowing, there's like a very strong reaction to stopping the money flowing. I mean, no, I don't think so. What I do, I think I probably, I don't know.
I think that's a rerun there. So, Tammy, I'm gonna let you go first, because honestly, after watching the video, I don't know if any commentary is even required for what he just said.
Well, he credited the agency LW with saving as much as $200 billion annually in what he called zombie payments that our government was paying to people, companies, fake charities, etc. And he said that could be easily avoided with better automated systems and coding for federal payments. But our government is so corrupt and bad that they protest being exposed and how they spend our money. Remember, it's our money that they spend crookedly for their own pockets. We've talked about that. But my situation is, I really felt a sinking feeling in my stomach that Elon, finding and doing everything for the American people for free, said he wouldn't do it again. What is going to happen down the road if we don't get it completely straightened out and we don't have backing from people that matter, that can do it? Nothing can be done with this info that DOGE has discovered as of late. Nothing really has been done. It just kind of faded away. We were all excited. We were happy about it. And then all of a sudden it's another nothing burger. And it bothers me.
Damn it, Tammy, you're bringing it down tonight. Okay, so let me ask you guys in chat, if you're watching this later, drop me a comment. What are your thoughts on DOGE? I saw a comment, they're still working behind the scenes under different names, and yes, they did kind of break up a little bit, and they went into other government agencies. They are working. Do you guys, okay, here's the question. Are you guys fans of Elon Musk? Because I know we kind of go back and forth on that, back and forth. Elon Musk is a good guy. Elon Musk is a bad guy. Elon Musk is a white hat. Elon Musk is a black hat. And then you see videos and pictures of him wearing certain costumes for Halloween, and you think he's evil. Do you think Elon Musk is good for the country? Do you think that he did a good job? And is anything going to happen for the job that he did? And I think that's kind of where I hear Tammy tonight is she's disappointed that he went in there. He did all this work. He did not charge the American people. A lot of information came out. Seems like the information was really good and hot off the press at the time. And now it seems like maybe it's kind of just gotten swept under the carpet, if I'm understanding Tammy correctly. So those are my questions. What do you think about Elon Musk? Is he good? Is he bad? White hat, black hat? Is he evil? Is he, do you think that, do you think he did a good job? And again, after watching that video, if you take all the emotion out of it, if you take out the white hat, black hat bullshit, and you just listen to the man for what he's saying, he paid a heavy price for going against the establishment. That is my point. He paid a heavy price against going against the establishment, and he wouldn't do it again. And I think that speaks volumes. If, again, you take the blinders off, you're not worrying about conspiracy theory. You're not categorizing this guy in a different light. You're just listening to what he has to say about the question. Would you do it again? And he says no. So would like to see your guys' comments.
Well, and I will tell you that as a person, and do I like what he has worn as a Halloween costume? Absolutely not. Do I like the whole AI aspect of some of the things that he's told us about AI, the way it's going to take us over, and the things he's said in the past? Absolutely not. That's why I flim-flam back and forth. But what I feel he did in DOGE was on the up and up. That was a good thing. So does that make him 100% good? Maybe not. Elon is for Elon. But that was a good thing that he did. But that doesn't mean you can't change and you can't acknowledge the sacrifice that he made, like you just said. And then I want to also bring into this with him saying he doesn't want to do it again. It really makes you feel helpless, because if you stop and think and look lately, anybody that speaks the truth or anybody that questions anything, they are threats to either off you. They want to make you lose your position in government, whatever you may be holding. They threaten your families. When did we become like a third world country where it is so easy to just say, I don't like what you have to say, so I'm going to unalive you, or make threats? And it can be to the common person on the internet that these young people, middle-aged people do, or it has been in major people quitting with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like her or not, she shouldn't have to deal with threats, because what does that leave us with? When in government, who is going to want to do that job unless they are corrupt and they're all one, same party, and they're all in it together? Then that leaves nothing for us, is what I'm saying. No sane person would want to be in public office or on a public platform, even, because all of them have gotten threats, from Benny Johnson to Tim Pool to Dan Bongino to all of them. It's ridiculous.
Well, I got to jump in here, Tammy, for a few things. I want to say thank you to all these comments tonight going on in chat. Like, chat's blowing up. And Tammy, I've seen a lot of names I've never seen before. So for those of you who may be either new to the channel, or maybe maybe some of these questions are like sparking something in you to get you to comment and chat, and this is maybe the first time that you've made a comment, but you've watched the show for a long time, thank you for your comment, because absolutely love seeing all these comments, whether I agree with them or not. Thank you for that. And you changed something that I was trying to show.
Oh, shoot.
There was a comment that I was trying. It doesn't matter. I know what it was anyway. This comment right here from Sugar Bear. Okay, so here's my next question, because I'm glancing across chat and I'm seeing some of the comments. Some of you like Elon, some of you don't like Elon. But here's my question. I think one of the single, in my opinion, LW, one of the single best things that Elon Musk did, and this is my own opinion, is buying X. I feel like if Elon Musk had not purchased X, there's a good, strong possibility, and I don't care about conspiracy theory and white hats and all this other shit. I think there's a good chance that Donald Trump would not have won this last election. Because, and here's why, because Elon Musk gave us back free speech from that purchase. That's my belief. That is what I feel. That's what I believe. And if he hadn't, I think we would have all been censored. I think Trump would have been censored. I think I would have been censored. All the greats out there doing podcasts and stuff would have been censored. And so my question to chat is this. Do you at least agree with me, and you can disagree, that's fine, that Elon Musk did a good thing by purchasing X and giving free speech back to America? And I believe that he definitely was the tip of the spear to do that. Was he the only one that pushed real hard? No, I think Trump creating True Social was a good thing. I think Dan Bongino had a lot of stuff going on. Rumble was another tip of the spear that came out and helped us all have a platform where we could speak truth. We could speak conspiracy. We could speak whatever we wanted, and we didn't get taken down. So you got Dan Bongino being a huge part. You got Rumble, but X. I believe X and Elon Musk was a huge, huge thing for all of us. And I thank Elon Musk for that. And you can believe whatever you want about Elon Musk being a bad person or whatever, but that was a huge move for our movement and for Donald Trump to be reelected, not once, not twice, but a third time. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yes, and I forgot about this little clip. It was funny that Miss Mischief is reminding everyone of when he walked through the front door at Twitter with a kitchen sink, because he cleaned it up so well and stuff. So thank you. And I think that as far as free speech, I'm not so sure that we still have it on other platforms and stuff either. And what gives me concern about that is Trump met with Bill Gates. He met with Zuckerberg. He met with who's the bald guy again that just he just got married. Bezos, Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Yes. So he met with them and they were in the Oval and all that. And it's like, what deal did they sign? What happened? Because people are still being taken down now, not at the rate that we were, or we would be taken down by now already. But there's still concerns, and there's still a lot of bots that we have to remember that these bot farms out there are very real, and they're causing a lot of damage to channels, to people, to the teenagers, to the children, having them do things they shouldn't do to themselves, making them feel certain ways. And that is the next leg and arm, I think, of censorship and control that needs to be spoken out of, are these big, huge bot farms. And I haven't heard Zuckerberg or Bezos, Bezos is Amazon, but these other people talking about taking care of these bot farms, because not just that, also, there are two ways to make money on platforms like what you or I do: by donations and all that from your viewers and listeners, which is the route LW and I take. We trust your support to be able to stay around. Or you can be bought and paid for, because you can get 20,000 for one, depending on how many people you have following you. So the bigger you are, the more money you can make, that they will pay you off to spew a certain narrative, just like they do with news people anymore. So there are a lot of people that are getting very rich telling you things that you want to hear. being bought and paid for. And that crap has got to stop too. And I don't know if it will, but we have a lot that we go against trying to tell the truth on platforms like this by being honest, by not being.
We're not making any money from this, Tammy, and I appreciate you bringing that up because it's our listeners who buy coffees, who do the silver giveaway with us, who sponsor us, subscribe to us. That's what keeps us able to keep talking the way we do and bringing everybody's opinion and ideas to the table. Because if we were bought and paid for, and believe me, I could have went down that road years ago. I could have went down a road where I could have been the next big personality out there pushing the same bullshit. And LWN wouldn't be what it is today, which is a place where I think people feel a little bit safe coming in here, even if they disagree with the other person in chat. You can still come in here and present your ideas, your speculation, your conspiracy, your thoughts, your perspective, and it's a safe place. And if I would have went down that road, this would be a totally different show. So you guys, by taking care of us, is what keeps this like a free channel, and I appreciate that. A lot of good comments tonight, and I really appreciate. I mean, I've never seen some of these people in here tonight, and everybody's blowing chat up with Silver. Silver keeps climbing right now for some reason. So, anyway, I kind of got off base again there, Tammy.
That's okay. But look at this. Now, this is something that I didn't know, that Congress apparently passed the bill to fund the Taliban $60 billion. Not a soul stood up in Congress and said it was wrong. That's why we have got to start over. How is that even a thing? How is that? I thought they were long gone, taken care of, blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. And
here's Sugar Bear. Let me show. Go ahead, and then I got to hit Sugar Bear again. Go ahead.
No, I didn't know this either. Collection on every human. Your very thoughts are captured as data. How do you think when you say you would like to buy something, it shows up on your feed? Absolutely, absolutely. Mine was chicken pot pie. I was talking with my husband about chicken pot pie, and it came up. Came up. I'm serious.
But, so Sugar Bear says this. Don't forget that Elon provides free Starlink to people who are victims of various disasters. Thank you for that, Sugar Bear. As much as people don't like Elon Musk, and I'm on the fence, to be honest with you. There are times where I dislike, and there are times where I'm like, yeah, that was a really good move for humanity. Remember when Carolina got hit with the hurricane, and he went in there and helped set up a bunch of Starlink so people could communicate and connect with family to let them know that they're okay. I mean, is he good or is he bad? That's my question tonight. Is Elon Musk good or is he bad?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are bringing up good things that he has done, and but I do think, like I said, Elon is for Elon. Elon, I don't think, is worried about much as far as him going.
Well, he's the richest person in the world, Tammy.
Yeah, so.
Right? Isn't he the richest person in the world, or is that some of the 13 families? I can't remember.
I don't know, but yeah, that whole family. So
he's the richest one in America, at least, for sure.
Yeah, that it's I don't know. There's just so much out there. The last thing I wanted to talk about.
I like David Cowboy here. This is how I feel sometimes too. Good luck reading my thoughts, boys.
Yeah, exactly. Some minds you just don't want to go in. Okay. But as we speak about Elon and AI and all that, which he promotes, and then we talked the other night about China releasing the humanoid robots taking over jobs and stuff. Remember that Trump, and this is the last video that we have, and it's Steve Bannon, I think from today, talking about Trump and stopping immigration to help United States workers. Now, I believe it's the workers that are medium to lower level, because we know that these corporations, Trump still wants these business and corporations to come in and they're going to bring their own people to train us. And this is a big controversy because Trump states that we do need immigrants who can train the domestic workers in high-tech factories, and insisted that doing so is not consistent with his core political beliefs that I think it is. He said he wants the smartest, the best, the best. But my question is, why not train our own people? Because we know that what's been going on with the immigrants and what's been going on about deportation of the illegals and stuff that are taking the lower jobs, let's say, not the corporate head jobs per se. But this video, if you can play it real quick with Bannon, gives us some insight about what he feels is going on.
Okay.
And Miss Mischief, a lot of workers don't want to work. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that after the video.
Up is that Axios has a very smart piece today that says essentially President Trump, really from the shooting, and hey, maybe it should have started day one, is essentially stopping kind of all immigration right now. And we recommend this. If you want wages to pop, it's not just the H-1B scam, which has to be eliminated. We need to stop bringing in the world to compete with workers in the United States. And don't sit there and tell me, oh, they're better, they have more entrepreneurial drive. People in the United States of America have plenty of entrepreneurial drive. They just need a shot to execute. And so stopping immigration, a huge part of this, you can see already with wages of working class people, stopping the illegal alien immigration, which was what Wall Street wanted. The reason they backed Biden, they wanted to drive wages down among the working class, particularly Hispanic Americans and African Americans, right? And so he stopped that. They stopped that. Over 2 million have self-deported because they understand the rules of the games have changed. Now you need to get into what I call the legal immigration, which is also all a scam. You got green cards. The whole thing's a scam. You're going to have to take half a decade at least to think all this through and see how it benefits the American citizen while it's benefiting the country.
So I think those are very valid points, because just because that has been around for a while doesn't mean it's healthy or good anymore. Now, Trump did say that he was going to put travel restrictions and importations from 19 nations, but they are mostly migration from third world countries. But his administration didn't clarify which countries would be targeted because he may do more. It's something that is ongoing. So Bannon is implying he's going to do it from everywhere and give our United States citizens a chance to learn and grow. And he's right. There are a heck of a lot of people that have entrepreneurial minds out there, but are immediately shut down for many different reasons. And a lot of these individual people that are here already take up far too many jobs. Wow, what is going on in the backstage there? There's a stalled LW, then there's a real one. We got to take one down. We go.
There we go. I don't know how to go. I kicked myself out again.
That is so funny. You're just having a good time. But I agree with this statement. Workers aren't appreciated anymore. They're treated like robots. That is very true. Now, if you have someone in your life that's looking for a good, stable job, it is very hard to get in and find one, in my opinion, at least for the 20s to 30-year-olds. Trying to find a career job is like another thing. You and I have spoken before, LW, about trades, and those are the best things to do now. But yeah, so I agree with him. When you've got all these different people here, they're absorbing a lot of it. But I wonder what is going on with these businesses. There's something that we're missing, because they act as if they're hiring, and then they say they got like 300 people that they're interviewing for this job, and yet they don't end up hiring them. And we still have a lot of businesses that need more help. It just, something is often not making sense. I almost feel like there's a backstage deal of, hey, pretend you're hiring, but you don't really have to. Like it's some kind of underhanded backdoor thing is what I feel.
It's definitely not making sense. Now, I have somebody very close to me. I'm not going to reveal any names or even how close to them they are to me. But I was having a conversation with them yesterday after I got off of work. We were talking about illegals, and they have a very good insight on that here locally. And I might ask them if they would join me on a broadcast here and kind of give us their perspective and what they're going through with their employees. Because when I was talking to them last night, I was like, wow, this is eye-opening. Now, it's information that a lot of us will probably not agree with. I'm going to straight up with you on that. But I think it would be helpful for us to listen to what they have to say, because it would give us insight and information that maybe we didn't know, maybe validate some stuff that we did know, and give you like a window into America when it comes to what you're talking about, Tammy, with immigration and with American jobs. And it's not, the jobs aren't for Americans anymore. They're for other people. So just something that I'm kind of just throwing around and see if I could come up with something for that.
Okay, that sounds good. And John here, United We Stand is correct. That's true. They've made them lazy and on and all that, and not wanting to work. But I will tell you, from my own experience with the young people around me here, including my son at one point and my daughter, and it's numerous people I work with or worked with their children, trying to just find anything simple. I mean, at a retail shop, a makeup store, a grocery store, it is utterly impossible to work at a gym, and you have to go through 2 or 3 online type interviews. Then you get an in-person interview. And most recently, one of them, they got the interview and went through all this, and they said, well, we'll let you know in February. This was in the beginning of the December that they made it through all these processes. And they said, well, we don't have control here. It's corporate, and we won't know anything till February. That to me is insanity. And I've heard this story over and over again about people and their kids trying to get jobs that, they can, a starter job even, so it's just really sad to me. Something is incredibly off.
Way off.
Yes. So this says my son's a 23-year linesman and a new 20-year-old start at apprentice just aren't making the cut. Well, that's some. And then we've got people in here stating that, let's see this one. My son's been at Amazon 5 years. He has 5 badges, working on number 6, so he can drive a high-low and he can run all the different departments. He's ready to apply for classes that Amazon pays for. Well, that is a good thing. Amazon's a good deal. You know what I mean? And this is the one I wanted to get.
And that's the thing about Amazon is I know that a lot of us dislike Amazon, but it pays, and that's the direction a lot of people are going, Tammy.
Yeah. And, Outlandish here is saying that they worked for a company for 25 years, forced her out for someone young, then she didn't even stay. So I don't know. I would like to figure it out and see what's going on. I think that it is, this person, Papa Kowalski, called Ghost Jobs creates the illusion of growth for investors fulfilling legal internal requirements. See, now that comment makes sense to me with what's going on. Thank you for that information. I mean, something is seriously off, not just with our kids. There are some that don't want to work, that aren't educated. I agree with John on that. But this is just another aspect of this. Ghost jobs for investors fulfilling legal internal requirements. That's crazy. I never knew of such a thing here. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Tammy, I sent you a text, and I've got another one coming too. For some reason, I can't pull it up on my emails right at the moment. So I'm screenshotting them, sending them to you. And I think it's worth the time to just acknowledge that real quick. And as we get ready here to close out tonight, I appreciate all the comments tonight. You guys have had some of the best comments tonight. And just keep them coming, because when we ask those questions, I try to read as many as I possibly can. Like I said, when you comment later after the show's over, I do try to respond to those.
Yeah, so we got to say thank you to Patrick Landrum, who did buy us a coffee. He said, times are tough. You have to share this cup. No problem with that. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Great show tonight. Lots to think about. Yep, and that's what we're here for, is because we're thinking too. We don't have all the answers. We do have some answers in the areas that we've worked in or expertise in. Yes, but for the majority, with everything going on out there, there's way too much to cover to try to have answers to everything. So we do need your input. We need to have your expertise out there. So thank you.
Yep.
We got another one here. Hang on.
Yeah. So I'm putting this up there for you guys. So this is our little bar right here. We're trying to raise $500 for the next coin giveaway. So every coffee that you guys purchase helps get us that much closer. As soon as I hit $500, we'll order some more silver coins. And right now everybody's saying silver's hitting like $63 an ounce right now for silver coins. So that, for those of you who won the other night, congratulations. And as people purchase coffees and stuff, I'll put that up there and let you guys know how close we're getting to our goal. So
okay, so White Devil, once again, White Devil, we need to hear from you, your information to get you your coin. And Mary V, we need to hear from you. They're the only two that we haven't heard from for me to get their coins to them. And then also, thank you to David Crumpton. Great show as always. I love seeing you and Tammy back again. And that's the sweetest compliment ever. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We appreciate the donations. We just appreciate it all. We really do, you guys. It's incredible. Yep. And it just feels good to be unified with something. And
Kaiser says it's $63.15 an ounce right now for silver. So it's been going up all night long, and we're $10 into the 500 that we need, so we can buy some more silver for the next giveaway. So thank you guys for those donations. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Mike here is saying Texas labor laws are generally considered weak for workers lacking state-mandated pay, leave, sick days, and higher minimum wages, relying on the low federal minimum of $7.25 an hour. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with that across this country as well. Like we said, I do believe President Trump is doing the most that he can, but boy, there's a lot of people making tons of money, representatives that aren't doing their fair share and need to leave their seats. And that's what I have to say about that.
Well, Tammy, we're getting close. So do you have anything else from your research today, putting the show together? And I want you guys, do me a huge favor and just tell Tammy thank you there in chat. If you're watching this later tonight or tomorrow or something, drop a comment for Tammy, please. She's the one that produces all these shows, because I have to work 50 hours a week. I don't have time to put any of this stuff together. I let Tammy know when we want to do a show, and we always want to do the Monday cigars and brandy with Jeff B. And then usually we try to do one on Wednesday, and sometimes we will get one out on Thursday or whatnot. And so Tammy is retired now. This is what she wants to do, is really work hard on LWN. So a big thank you goes a long way in chat for Tammy, because she put tonight's show together. She puts every show together. She's my producer. So thank you, Tammy, for all your hard work.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It is fun. It's like you said, it's what I love to do. I want to do, because I feel like we need to do something. You know what I mean? I really thank you guys for saying that as well. We have to do something. And I think this is the best thing that we can do, is just get on here and educate and help get educated and share everything. It really helps settle at least me down a lot of the time. I can't imagine not having a community. I mean, we go to communities for support with, addiction, with the loss of someone we love. There's all these support groups out there, right? And I feel like LWN is my support group.
Or addiction, one of the two.
Maybe a little of both. But if there's an addiction to have besides Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, LWN is next up. So yeah, that's my thoughts for tonight's show. And I think it was a good one. I'm very happy with everybody's comments. Gosh, I love seeing it. And I can't wait to rewatch. I'm not going to look at us. I'm going to look through the comments.
All right. Well, I sent you another text, so tell
Oh my
Camperman
gosh.
thank you for us because I can't read it. The lettering
Yep.
is too small.
I don't know why my phone isn't making any noise. Huh.
Well, that's a good thing, Tammy. So
Yes.
we are now $35 into the 500. So
That's wonderful.
we're
Old
getting
camper man. Thank you and have another cup on me. That's awesome. Thank you, camper man. That's more than a cup, but we appreciate it. Every single one we appreciate. And like I said, liking, sharing, and subscribing the channel is wonderful. There are some of you that are amazing doing that all the time. We really appreciate that as well. You know what I mean?
Well, let's thank you guys for all your support and all your kind words and all the comments tonight. And some of the biggest things that you guys can do to really help this show is hit that like button. Whether you're watching this on Twitter, X, or if you're watching this on Rumble, or if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, if you guys would hit that like button, that really helps the algorithm so other people can find us. Subscribe, or at least consider to subscribe if you haven't done that before. And more importantly, share us out on any platform that you can just share this out, and then other people find us and we continue to grow. So thank you for that. Tammy, I'm going to let ladies go first tonight. What's your final thought for tonight?
My final thought is, as much as I do complain sometimes about technology and the bad things that it's used for, I am very thankful for it, for being able to do a show like this, but also for cell phones. And I am praying that LW gets his cell phone fixed, because being without a phone just for 24 hours was a nightmare. It's a nightmare because we have to text about things back and forth, many different things, and not being able to access one another for business is really a bite. So I am praying you get your phone fixed, and I like that technology. Phones are a good
I like
thing.
this comment. Your show is a shit show. It definitely is a shit show.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
most of the time, it is definitely a train wreck. You all are assholes. Thank you for that comment.
this is
Really
something-
appreciate that.
It's intelligent conversation this person's trying to have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, I'll take all the comments. It doesn't matter. My final thought is this. We are, again, approaching the end of 2025. And I just really hope that you guys take the time to spend with your family, figure out your priorities. I know that I think all of us, we set our priorities, we start going through life and things change, priorities change, and sometimes you even get lost in your own priorities. And so it would not be a bad idea to maybe revisit that and find out what your priorities should be set at, what's most important to you. And I think our Lord and Savior, our family, our friends should be high on that priority list. And this is the season for kindness. And even when I'm called an asswipe, it's still a season for kindness and for love and for joy, and to help one another. And so thank you guys for all your support here at LWN, and keep your family as close as you can and spend as much time with them. We are winding the days down. We're about 21 days from the end of 2025. We're going into 2026. And I do believe that 2026 is definitely going to be an amazing year for all of us. And in some way, in some fashion, I think all of us can grab onto 2026 and say, hey, that was my year. I think it'll be that year for Tammy and I to really break out maybe a little bit more here at LWN, and for my life to change with some of the new things I got going on. And Tammy knows pretty much everything that's going on in the background for me, and it's a wild ride. And I think she just shakes her head at me at a lot of times. So love y'all. God bless. And as I hit the wings, I'm trying to remember, Tammy.
Yep. So I'll have a good night.
Yeah. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.